Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Melanie from Designs by Mel& Co. So I am doing a part two to my reading journal setup, my 2026 reading journal. I didn't originally plan to have a part two, but there were some items that after watching multiple reading journal setup videos and looking at Pinterest and on Google and everything, I had ideas. So I ended up adding some things. I thought I would go ahead first and just add the prompts that go in this book bingo that I kind of designed or I don't know, set up in the last video, which I will try to put the video up in the corner for you if you'd like to see it, or I can link it in the description box. Anyways, what I'm doing is I'm essentially adding in or writing on top of what I wrote in pencil with my um what it is called Papermate Flare. I always forget the name of it. It's my Papermate Flare in black. I love those things. They're one of my favorites. Those and the Sharpie S Gel are my favorite. Anyways, of course, with all the research, the videos and everything, I got a lot of ideas on what I can put in this book bingo since it's so new to me. I've never done a book bingo before. And I ended up keeping this one very, I'm going to say neutral. So it is not specific to any genre, it's not specific to any type of book or anything. It's very general. So you'll see by the things that I'm writing, like local author, for example. I have some books here on my shelf that I purchased at a book fair last year from a local author I haven't read yet. So hopefully, this book bingo will really help me get through a lot of books I have, and also to add variety to my reading list. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish adding this in. I'm not going to erase the pencils yet. I'm going to erase that later on. But for now, I just want to add in the last ones and then we'll move on. All right. So we finished it. And now we're going to go on to the next page. Now, this page is going to be almost identical to the one you just saw. It is literally another book bingo. The reason I have a second one, and I did try to find other ways that I could incorporate this into my journal, but seeing as this is my true first year setting up like a full reading journal from the beginning with all the spreads, I was at a loss. Honestly, even with all the videos I watched and everything, I was at a loss. So I thought I would just go ahead and do another book bingo. And I've seen other YouTubers have multiple book bingos in their reading journal. So I know there's nothing wrong with it. I was really hoping to do something different. It just didn't happen. So, book bingo it is. I am going to name it something else, and you'll see that in a minute. I just need to finish drawing the lines. And the lines here I'm drawing with my Sharpie S Gel pen in black. I find it creates some really nice, crisp black lines that are thick enough to be seen, but not too thick where it's like in your face. So I'm just gonna finish the lines and then we will continue, or I'll continue explaining what this book bingo is going to be all about. All right, so I finished all the lines and you saw me erasing the title that I had there that I wrote in pencil. So I did that. Now I'm just going to add some washi. I've had this washi for a few years now and I love it. And there's a lot of it, so I need to use it. Okay, so now I'm just going to tear off the ends, all the little things you do when you're designing or putting together a new spread. It's very tedious. This took me What you're going to see in this video took me about an hour and a half altogether. So, all right. So I'm calling this a prompt bingo, because I have some prompts. Obviously, all the bingos have prompts, but I couldn't think of another title to put here other than book bingo, and I didn't want to put book bingo again. So I wrote prompt bingo, and I'm erasing the other side because I'm going to put like the continuation to the title on the other side. I just need to add the washi, of course. I fought a lot with this washi. You can see it keeps curling on itself. Ugh, it was stressful. Anyways, did get it done. I was just tearing it halfway so it has like a more torn edge so it doesn't look so perfect. But it got done. Anyways, so I'm tearing off the edges and you'll see I'm gonna add the continuation to the title. So it's prompt bingo. And then come on, Melanie, you can do this. I feel like it's not going fast enough. I'm talking too fast. So prompt bingo, romantasy edition. Now, I've obviously not talked a lot about my reading habits. Up until this past year, I did not read very much. I love reading. I just didn't have a lot of time. I'm always driving or at work or all the things. So I didn't really have a lot of time to do a lot of reading. But since I discovered Audible, that has been a game changer for me. I think in 2025, I haven't done the full total yet, but I think in 2025 I read, what was it, 54 books? 50, I think it's 54 books. So I was pretty impressed. Let me just tell you, I was pretty impressed with my total. And they were good books. It was a good year. And I don't even remember what year or what month I started reading. I think it was like, was it April that I started? I think it was either March or April, I believe, that I started actively listening to Audible. And like I'm telling you, it was a game changer. I can listen to it while I'm in the car driving to work, driving the kids to school, driving to coaching. I can listen to it while I'm marking during my prep period. I can listen to it while I'm doing the dishes. It has been so mind blowing for me because I truly missed reading. So, anyways, all I'm doing here to get back to what the journal is about, I am highlighting every other line here. This chart will essentially be a connection to the bingo that's on the left. And I'm really upset that I didn't know about this. I hadn't seen this before to do it with my other book bingo, but that's okay. At least I have it for this one. What I'm going to do is essentially when I find a book or read a book that meets one of the prompts that's in the bingo, I will be able to write the title beside the prompt. So you see it has a column for number, and I'm numbering them from 1 to 24, which is the number of boxes I have. And then it says prompt, so I will write what prompt it was, and then I'll put the book title and author if I can fit it on the next column so that I know which book filled which prompt, if that makes sense. Now, I do have all the prompts. You can probably see it very faintly written in pencil. I will go back and write them with my Papermate Flair just to make them stand out a little bit more. But right now, I'm adding at the bottom free space. What did I write? Free space choice. It is a free space, but I'm probably going to read something. I don't know. But I thought I'd put something there. So let's go ahead and finish decorating. I'm going to add some more washi. I believe after this, I'm going to add some deco in the free space. And then after that, I will probably be going over the prompts with my Papermate Flair. So I'll let you watch this and I'll come back and explain some of the prompts. right. Well, I guess I was going to do the prompts before I did the free space. That's okay. All right. So, because this is a romantasy edition of this book bingo, or prompt bingo as I called it, you're going to see prompts that are literally focused on romantasy books. And I did quite a bit of digging for some of these. A lot of these are like obvious, like enemies to lovers. That is a tried and true trope of romantasy books, of romance, fantasy, a lot of books, anyways. Um, but I did want to find some, I guess, prompts that I knew that I could fill. Because again, I want this to be a successful journal. I'm not trying to make myself fail. I do want a challenge, which is the point to this. And trust me, some of these will be a challenge because the one bed trope, I've heard of this trope. I Out of the 54 books I've read, I don't think I've read one that had this trope. If it did, I must have missed it because I don't remember any of them that was like, "Oh, there's only one bed, now we're forced to be together." That's how I take it. I am not a literary genius by any means, so that's my interpretation of what the one bed trope is, but anyways. So, like, he growls. I'm reading a book right now where he is growling. So, some of these I will definitely be able to fill. Some of them will be a challenge, but I'm up to it. I am looking forward to filling out this bingo. Both of them, to be honest. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish kind of going over the prompts with my Paper Mate Flare, and then I will probably go and decorate the free space. And then after that, we will move on to the next page. So I'm going to let you watch this, and I will come back when we're on the next page. All right, here we go. We're on the next page. Now, this page is going to be simple-ish. It's not going to have a whole bunch to it just because of the kind of page it is. And the next few pages, or 2 or 3 pages, I don't remember how many I added at this point, while I'm doing this voiceover. But this next page for sure, I got the idea from a YouTuber I was watching. I think her name is Erin Smith. I think. I have been watching Jashi Koren, and I think her name is Erin Smith and a few others. But those two have been my main people that I've been watching for ideas. But there are others. So what I'm just doing here, I'm adding some of my PET black roses that have this really nice gold accent. I love these roses, except that they're not pre-cut, if you will. You have to cut them out yourself. It's the one thing I don't like, but they turn out to look so gorgeous on the page. I I will be sad when I run out because they are truly gorgeous. All right, so this title is going to be Book of the Month. That's what this page will be for. I have seen a variety of different things. I've seen people do book brackets, where they take like their top book of every month and then they go, the best between January and February was this one, and then the best between March and April was this one, and then the best between those two was that one, and they come up with the one book of the year. A few YouTubers and even a few Instagrammers and TikTokers and even on Google, a few people that have been doing reading journals for many, many years. A lot of them are saying that they used to do the book bracket, but after doing it a few times, they've realized that it's not a very accurate representation of what their all around favorite book would be for the year. So, what they've decided to do instead is the book of the month. And that's why I decided to do this. I took their recommendations as people who have done this for many years, more than I have, and I'm going to use their, I guess, inspiration and do book of the month. So essentially right now I'm just mapping out. I should have done this off camera because this was a little bit of a tedious process and I ended up not fully following the lines at the end anyway. But essentially all I'm doing here is mapping out 12 boxes that would represent the 12 months of the year in, I guess, an approximate size of what the book covers would be. So now I am getting ready to actually draw them out by pen and I am flipping my journal all over the place. Now, this is me looking at where my lines were drawn in pencil and deciding I'm going to move it around a little bit to make it fit a bit better. So I'm going up by one dot, I guess, and over by a dot. So I kind of went up one and over one just to make it fit better. Anyways, you really don't need to know all those details, I guess, but I just thought I'd explain anyway. So let me go ahead and draw these boxes. There's really not much to this spread. Once the boxes are drawn, I think I add a little, like a few more roses or something, and then all I'm going to do is throughout the year, I will pick my favorite book of each month and put the picture of the book cover there. And then I'll have like this visual library of my favorite books of each month for the year. So I will let you watch the rest of this and I will come back as we get to the next page. we are now on the next page. And I pulled out my reading journal, put it next to me just to know what I'm talking about as I'm watching the video. So the next three spreads are, I'm going to call them simple spreads because there really isn't much to them. This spread that I'm working on, you'll see I'm putting down this washi tape that it almost looks like leaves or birds. It's a very light, dusty rose. I'm not going to say peach because I don't like peach, but it's a very light, dusty rose, like really light, almost an off white with these black and white kind of leaf accents. Anyways, I, of course, tore half of it to make it look more uneven because I don't like it very even. And now I'm going to add the title to it, which is Did Not Finish. I struggled with this title. I struggled with calling it a DNF page or a 2026 DNF. I ended up just going with Did Not Finish, which I think I got this from Erin Smith. I still have to double check if that's her name, but that's the name that's coming to mind. Anyways, any book in 2026 that I don't finish is what I'm going to put there. I don't know if I'm going to make a chart. I don't know if I'm going to put actual covers of the books. We'll see. I haven't decided, so I just left it as is. These next two pages are two pages that I wanted to add from the beginning and I just didn't get around to it. So I'm doing them now. They're also going to be very simple because on these two pages, for sure, I will be adding covers of the books. This one on the left, you see it says top TBR. Okay, there's a lot of, I don't know if you want to call, I don't even know. But there are some YouTubers and Instagrammers and book talkers that say top TBR or to be read or TBR list sounds too imposing, I guess. It makes it too forced. To me, my top TBR are books that to me, I have to read them. I really, really want to read them. Like those are I have to read them. So that's why I left it as a TBR. I know Erin Smith again, she does a maybe next list, which I did in my previous one. I think I wrote maybe next. I'm just gonna go back to TBR because to me that's what they are. I don't feel any kind of force at having to read these, but these are books that after hearing about them, I have to read them. So that's why I put these on here. Feel free to take a look at these books. There is a variety here. I think most of them are romantasy, not 100% sure, but there is a variety and I am excited to read all of these hopefully in 2026. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards with this list. So I put those ones down. I think I have 6, 12, 13 total on that list. So I'm starting off 2026 with 13 books that I want to read. No pressure, but you know. All right. This next page is actually the last page that I'm going to set up for the yearly pages in this reading journal. Everything else after this will, and I'm saying this now, and who knows, I might change my mind. But as of right now, as of me doing this voiceover, this will be the last yearly page in this journal. After this, it should all be like monthly stats. So my January reading stats, all that kind of stuff. You'll see I added a one book there for the new in 2026. I know of a couple others that I want to add, but I'll add those later. So this is me just going in with my Papermate flair. I hadn't added any goals on my in my journal when I first went through and kind of set it all up in the first video. Since then, I have thought about I think six goals altogether. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yes, six goals altogether. And I may add more. I have three other circles where I can add more, but right now it's read every day, even if it's for a few minutes. Vary the genres of books that I read. I don't want to read just romantasy. I want to read, I really want to be an all around reader this year, including nonfiction. Work through current hard copy books. So books that I currently own on my shelf, I'd like to go through through those. read one recommendation per month. So recommendate a recommended book, whether by a friend, a book YouTuber, somebody. Keep track of all my reading in this journal and then share my reading journal regularly, meaning share my journey of filling in and tracking all my reading with all of you. The next page, I'm just literally just adding in the 5 stars, 4.5 stars, blah, blah. I had it all laid out. I just never went through with my black Papermate Flare pen to add it in. So that's all I'm doing. After that, I think I'm just going to go through, look at all the pages, make sure that everything has been filled in that needs to be filled in. Oh, I am adding in my first book club book. We did choose our first book club book. It's Eternal Rain by Susan Valenti and Carolyn Peckham. So excited to read it. I haven't started it yet, but I will. And then, oh, my series tracker. Yes. I forgot that I did this. So I started adding some series. I think most of these are new series to me. I don't think I've read any of the books in these series. I'll have to double check. But I think as of right now, these are all brand new series to me. So I'm writing in the title of the series, not the books, the series. And then after that, I'm drawing in the boxes for the number of books in the series. I did try to pick series that are already complete. I because I'm new to all of this, I'm still struggling with how do you know if there's going to be another book in the series or not? Sometimes the authors clearly stated on their website that this is going to be a duology or this is going to be a trilogy. But if it doesn't say, how do you know? So, I, as far as I know, these are completed series. I guess we'll have to see. But I added them here, and as I read them throughout the year, if I read them throughout the year, I will check them off here. So I think this was the actual last thing I added. And then just flipping through the last of it, making sure everything is all set up. And then I am good to go.